Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Off the Clock. I'm your host, Sierra Jones. Today we have the Unique Live Band. We're going to be getting to know each individual member. We're also going to hear about how they all came together, and we have a little surprise for you at the end. So come join me in their studio and let's get the Unique Live Band off the clock. Welcome back. We are here live at the CTJ Productions with the Unique Live Band. Thank you all for being here. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So before we get into where the Unique Live Band came from, that name, I would love, and those watching would love to know who you are. So if you don't mind, we're going to start right here. Will you just tell us, we're going to start off first. I'm not going to give you a lot of questions. If you'll just start by saying your name and what instrument you play and how long you've been playing it.
Buford Crutcher, saxophone, 30 plus.
Wow. Okay.
BJ Jones. I play drums, probably around 25 plus.
Brandon Cawthorn with Brandon Lee Cawthorn. Play guitar, and I've been playing for about 20 years plus, but off and on with different instruments and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Terry Turner, bass guitar, and probably 20 plus. Yeah.
Everybody's about 20 plus years. Wow. Okay.
I'm Jasmine Jones. I am a singer, and I've been singing professionally for 20 plus years.
Wow. Okay.
Carl Parker Jr., keyboard, 30 plus years.
You guys have been playing for a long time. All you guys look so young. So I'm like trying to do the math in my head right now. Like, wow. But if you don't mind, so how did you start playing this instrument? If you don't mind each sharing, what was your first love with it? Did you have a hate-love relationship? Tell us how you began that relationship with your instrument.
I picked it up from my pop, my dad. I call him my pop. He was a big jazz listener, him and his buddies. So I got started listening to it. We used to do a lot of riding around, going to my grandmother's house out in the country, and I would listen to it. And next thing I know, I wanted to play the saxophone. So it just picked it up. And funny thing is, before I even started playing, I used to have dreams about playing the saxophone before I even started. So I guess it was preordained for me to be a player.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It was playing drums was just something I wanted to do as a little kid, and I had never played before, and I begged my dad to buy me a drum set one year for Christmas. I didn't even know if I could play. He didn't know if I could play. Bought me a drum set one year for Christmas. I set it up in the living room, got on it and started playing. Kind of surprised everybody. So that was just something I just gravitated towards, was just playing the drums. I always liked the drums and things, so just stuck with it and been playing in church mostly, most of my life.
With me, guitar came on in my life, we'll say a little bit later, if you will, because I started playing, I started dancing. I started beating on drums and stuff, beating on tables and chairs at school.
Did you get in trouble a lot?
Get in trouble
Yeah.
a lot. And I started playing in the band, the marching band in high school with my good friend here, Terrence Claiborne. So I started taking lessons, and snare lessons, reading lessons with a guy named Marcus Pope. He's from A&M. Eventually got a scholarship at A&M, marched in the band up there. And it was then when I was in this pool of big fish, these great musicians playing more than one thing. I ended up playing the bass for a while. Somebody told me to pick up the guitar because I sing as well. So I'll say and that's been about like 12 years ago. So I wouldn't say I've been on it for, you could say a long time, but it's really not long compared to a lot of guys that I know. But so I've been playing different instruments within my whole lifetime.
A little versatile with it. I like it.
Okay, for me, it was more of watching different bands on television. I come up watching like shows like American Bandstand, Soul Train, stuff like that. I see some of my favorite bands on there, and that's what made me want to try to learn how to play.
Wow. I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, music started for me at home. My dad, he introduced me to R&B, to jazz, and just different genres of music. And as I grew in school, classical music became my foundation, as well as I played the clarinet. but I took time off that to focus on music. And so classical music and jazz really what brought me to music, and of course singing in church.
Yeah.
And so that's my foundation when it comes to music and why I love it.
I started off kind of the same way in high school, singing, just doing any kind of music I could. I was in sports, so it's hard to be in sports and be in music at the same time. So when I started getting heavy involved in church, I saw the opportunity to pick up an instrument. So like the drums, bass, guitar, and then I ended up with the keyboard.
That's really cool. So look, because I'm not as good as you guys, but I did play the clarinet when I was in like elementary school. But when you guys are with your instrument, was there ever a moment where there was like a certain, like where you hit the wall, where you're just like, I don't know if I want to play anymore? Will you guys share if you ever hit a challenge with the instrument that you play?
I didn't hit a challenge because I was so mesmerized by the saxophone and wanted to play it so bad. I didn't hit a wall, but I know the wall that you're speaking of. That wall is in between middle school and high school. Most people don't make it past that level because
Yeah, I did.
friends change, personalities change. But like I tell people, if you can make it past high school playing an instrument, you should be able to carry on after that. But that wall, yeah, it's there.
What about you?
I guess kind of like in my early 20s. I still play. I always play, but I wasn't as interested in it as I was when I was a teenager. I guess because, you get 21, 20 years old, start going out and stuff like that, hanging out and everything, and you really ain't thinking about no instrument. You're just trying to have fun, have a good time and stuff. So I kind of hit that wall. But then when I got probably in my mid 20s or early 30s, I kind of really, got back aggressive with it and started, practicing again and things like that.
Well, I haven't really hit a wall, and I say that because me moving from different instruments and being able to do multiple things within the music, always had an inspiration somewhere, you know what I'm saying, or something to do with it that kept me going, in life and with the music itself,
Okay, for me, it's just being around some professional musicians I heard that can do some incredible things that made me want to try to grow to that level. Larry Graham, one of the best bass players. There's so many that Louis Johnson's one of my favorite bass players, and because he liked to play kind of funky. That's what I like. And I like all genres of music, but bass is the main instrument to me, and it really speaks and it kind of leads the band.
I didn't hit like a wall per se, but I really didn't know where I fit because I was singing classical music pretty much all the way through college, that paid for school as well. And so just transitioning into a more R&B, old school, and singing different genres, I met Carl, and he really has helped me grow and become more versatile because I was like, I don't sound like everyone else. I'm not doing everything, but he found a place for me and my unique voice and to fit in the band. So I don't want to say I hit a wall, but I have been a little discouraged in the past.
Yeah.
But now I just embrace who I am, how I sound, and I know that I bring a unique piece to the band.
Yeah, you have a vibrant personality.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I have hit walls. And I think the biggest issue that made me understand how to climb those walls was to stop comparing myself to others. You got to realize Huntsville has a lot of great musicians.
Yeah.
And if you really go listen, you will always kind of say, like, I'm not sounding like these people. I'm not sounding like this person over here. But when I started to come down with my own concept, my own way of thinking, my own way of playing, my own way, and start to find the crowd that fits me, it makes me motivate me to play more and be the better me. And because there's always room for you to grow, and you're gonna always be at a wall.
Yeah.
There's gonna always be a point that you can say I can do better, or you're not sounding the same. But it's up to you to challenge yourself to grow over that wall. Your wall may not be the next person's wall.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it may not be, but you got to find yours and just get in that pocket and stay there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thank you for all the sharing, just your relationship and your love with your instrument. When we get right back, we're going to hear about how the Unique Live Band got started.
The greatest asset we have is our employees.
I'm very excited to welcome you to our new corporate website.
The National Space Club was founded as the National Rocket Club in 1957.
In North Alabama, we are extremely blessed.
True Tone will test your hearing in everything, the good things and the bad things. In everything, give him thanks.
Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain?
The Housing Authority's Child Care Development Program was created to expand child care opportunities in the city. This program also provided opportunities for people who typically would not have access to expand their education and start their own businesses as well. The students enrolled in the Child Care Short Certificate at Drake State are taking this as a prerequisite to get their CDA, which is a national certification in child care. They also have access to small business classes with the Catalyst Center and a small business boot camp as well with C&I Solutions.
Welcome back. We're here with Unique Live Band. So we got to hear about how you guys got started with your instrument and who you are. Now, will you share with us how the Unique Live Band came together?
Well, Unique Live Band started in 2007
Okay.
with me and my cousin Jackie Garner. We started it and we created the band. It wasn't a band at first. It was just him playing drums and I was playing keyboard. And we designed it for everybody just to really have fun. We saw that there was a lost in the community, that everyone can come out to have fun. And so we started to provide that, going around just doing music for people to have fun. And eventually what happened was the band began to grow. I began to say, well, maybe I need a bass player. Now I need a guitar. And there has been several musicians that come along to help Unique be Unique Live Band. And it first started off as just Unique Band. And through the years, about 10 years ago, we kind of added the live. We added the live for letting people know there'd be live performances. And then when we come, we was going to be live. And that was a word that was kind of hype at the time, all the way live, you know what I'm saying? But this band right here that we have right now has been playing together, I would say, about a good 4 to 5 solid years all together right now. But like I said, totally 17 years.
Wow. And tell us where just the word unique came from. How did that come about?
I was searching for a band name. And it was just, I would go places and people would say, hey, I need a band name. I would say, The Band. And then I would go somewhere else, I would say, Carl and Company. And I would go somewhere else and say that. And some woman, and what happened was I was doing something downtown. She says, hey, you really need a real band name. And just on the way home, I was talking to my cousin. I said, I just need to figure something, unique. And it just, when I said that, I said, there it is.
Yeah.
Because I wanted each instrument or each person to come in to be their own person, to be unique, have a different kind of feel to themselves. So that's how it kind of came along.
That's beautiful. And how was it in the beginning, like with this group? You said you guys have been together 5, 6 years. How was it in that first year of just, like you said, every unique personality coming
Well,
together?
I'm gonna be honest. This group right here has kind of been blessed because the foundation was made. They didn't really get to deal with the struggles.
Yeah.
Now, 17 years ago, I was getting booked, every 4 months, every 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So there were band members that was in before they kind of dealt with the hard struggles of being new, being fresh. But I kept pushing.
Yeah.
I kept going, and they all came along when there was a progress going. So they've been in the band pretty much. If you ask them, it's very few weekends they've been off
Wow.
in the past 5 years.
Wow.
So they've been, been in a place of being able to play
Yeah.
a professional band.
And how is that process with finding persons a part of the band? Is it them coming to you? Are you seeking them? Is it depending on each person's situation?
I think it's as a musician, checking with other musicians, you know what I'm saying, or asking around, hey, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for a bass player. And sometimes some members have came and say, hey, I don't mind, I'm free, don't mind playing with you, to be committed. And, one of the biggest things, I just need people to be able to hit the stage when we're ready to hit the stage and be committed.
Yeah.
And that's what I have right now.
And now, currently, will you share where you guys perform and where you guys are live?
So you can check us once a month at the Stove House off Governor's Drive.
Okay.
You can check us at the Furniture Factory in Providence once a month. You can also find us at Reflections in Madison once a month.
Okay.
And we go down to BB King's in Watonka,
Wow.
Montgomery, about every 3 to 4 months.
Okay. And I saw on your website, you guys do private lessons, right?
We do private.
Okay.
We do private lessons, music lessons, but we also do private events. So if you're looking to get married,
Okay. Not yet. Hopefully,
Okay.
whenever God says.
yeah.
I'm single. So.
So any type of we've done a bunch. Listen, we've done the AKAs
Mhm.
this year. We've done the 100 Man in Black.
Okay.
We did the Battalion Ball. So any private events, if you want something super nice, we willing to travel and make that happen for you.
What's the furthest you guys have traveled?
I would say it would be Washington D.C.
Oh, wow.
A
Wow.
few years ago, we went down to Washington D.C. I don't think none of these band members in here.
Okay.
We went to Washington D.C. and stayed 3 days for a big family reunion.
Wow. That's incredible. Well, before we go, because I'm really curious to hear it, what and who is you guys' favorite musician? And is there a specific song that you like either just listening to or playing yourself? And then while you're thinking about that, also, is there anything, if someone watching right now who wants to play an instrument in high school, maybe even getting bullied for playing an instrument, or just wants to be a professional musician like you all, is there any advice that you would give them?
I don't necessarily have a specific person in general because I listen to so much and I take so much in from all the musicians that I listen to. I do have 2 that I was mostly inspired by, which would be David Sanborn, which today is his birthday. He just recently passed a couple months ago. That hurt me pretty bad. That's how I really got started. And Julian Cannonball Adderley, jazz player from back in the day. Those 2 really kind of gave me a style and a sound. 2 different types of music genres, but it just worked together and kind of formed me who I am today. I'm not going to say disappointments, but when I feel down, I use that as motivation. When I hear other people that's better than me, that you use that as my motivation. I use everything as a motivation. It's a little bit different with me because I've been playing it so long. I'm attached to it. I don't really know what I would do if I wasn't playing a saxophone. So it's just a part of me. So if you're really into it and you're gonna do it, just remember one thing, and this will make you quit. You're never gonna max out and be perfect. Perfect makes you better, but you're gonna learn something every single time you pick the instrument up. You're gonna learn something.
Oh, that's good.
So just keep learning and keep learning. If you think about it that way, you'll never get tired of it because every time you pick it up, you're gonna be excited to pick it back up because you get to pick back up where you left off at.
That's good. That needs to be on a poster somewhere. What about you?
Favorite musician, I guess my favorite drummer probably would be Questlove. Mainly because of his pocket. If anybody knows who Questlove is a pocket drummer. And then, the fro and everything and, playing with the roots and stuff like that. So Questlove is probably my favorite drummer. Then probably also Rex Hardy Jr. I don't have a style, nothing like Rex Hardy Jr., but I love to listen to Rex Hardy play. And then maybe locally, Marcus Pope probably would be my favorite drummer as far as in the city. That's I took lessons from early, as well as Brandon did also.
What advice would you give?
Practice, and practice more. And one thing a friend of mine who's also a drummer always told me to do, invest in your craft, invest in yourself, invest in your instrument. You can never go wrong with investing in yourself. I guarantee you it will pay off. I mean, it may seem like it's expensive to buy a $300 or $400 snare drum or a $2,000 drum set or $300 cymbals, but you put that practice along with that investment, it's gonna pay off for you in the end. I guarantee you.
That's with everything too.
Yeah.
That's good. What about you?
There was a lot of people that I was inspired by starting out, with music. When I first started singing, I remember listening to Jamie Foxx and John Legend. Some people say that's probably why a lot of people think I kind of sound like them a little bit. But yeah, I started listening to them. Like I said, I picked up the guitar later on. So after I picked up the guitar, I started falling in love with other musicians and other artists, because there's so many people and different people that plays the guitar, you know what I'm saying, besides just singing. And they singing and playing. So like Prince, George Benson, and those kind of the people I've been, listening to and when I started. And I learned a lot of music in school too, so that kind of helped on my beginning stages. If you like it and you love it, just continue to do that, and the music will open doors for you, And there's always gonna be a hard time, like Parker said. That's within life and within learning life and learning your music, learning your craft, learning your instrument. And sometimes your life comes in and, sometimes it might stop you from doing the music outside of it. It might be something within the music that might stop you, but continue to strive and like I said, if it's in your heart and you love to do it, you should have no problem just holding on. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I know you already shared your favorite artist.
Verdine White, one of my favorite bass players, but there's so many that really inspire me. And my thing is just trying to grow, practice, and seek advice from other musicians that I know that's able to help. And I like to be around people that don't mind sharing.
Yeah.
Because we all kind of learn from each other. So that is my focus, and a lot of practicing.
Yeah, that's good. What about you, Jasmine?
So one of my favorite artists is Ledisi, and I really like her because of her range and her versatility and her voice. So that's somebody I've always listened to. It's kind of hard to narrow it down, but I'll just pick one for today. And my advice to anybody that wanting to sing or even just play an instrument or just be a professional musician is to, one, embrace who you are, and also have a routine. And I'm speaking to, myself as well. You always have to warm up, have a routine. What you eat matters. Everything matters, the environment, the air, anything, because sometimes I'm singing for 4 hours, so I have to protect my voice. I can't go buy new vocal cords. So I really have to do that and keep that in mind. So just being consistent and embracing who you are.
And self-care.
Yes.
Donny Hathaway, Curtis Mayfield. I love that soulful, very diverse sound. I really like that. Advice to give to someone is to really find yourself and to really start to move your insecurities. Because if you're insecure, you're never able to grow.
Yeah.
So if you can remove your insecurities and just know who you are, you'll be able to grow. You'll grow and not even realize it.
Yeah.
And to record yourself. Because a lot of times you might not realize you're growing until you go back and listen. You can say, hey,
you got the evidence.
I got the evidence.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys again for being here. You guys have been not only inspirational, but very motivational. Not only to me, but I know those watching too right now. And will you share one more time where those can just follow you guys on social media?
You follow us on social media. Go to Linktree.
Okay.
You can follow all our outlets there. And you can see us live at the Stove House.
Okay.
You can also see us at the Furniture Factory in Providence and Reflections in Madison. And if you like to shoot a little dice or play a little cards, you can follow us down to Montgomery, Watauga
Okay.
every 3 to 4 months at the BB King.
And if they want private lessons, is right?
If you want private lessons, you can email us also and come to CTJ Productions, and we can give those to you.
Well, again, that's awesome. Thank you guys again. And you guys can scan that QR code to go right to their link tree. Here is the Unique Live Band live.
Now listen, the queen of woman, she'll wipe your blues away. She'll give them cleaning loving 24 hours a day. Woman, she'll sweep them off his feet. She's the one that'll take me when you dump them in the street. So take the tip, you better get hip. To the queen of woman, she just stays in the air. Wait like you just don't care. Wait like you just don't care. You can do it. Just stays in the air. Wait like you just don't care.